Also, hello to everyone joining us on Facebook Live. So we are streaming this on Facebook Live because we want to let people know about some of the work we're doing here at AvidXchange, and we're excited to have you guys joining us as well. My name is Chandler. I'm a Senior Teammate Communications Specialist here at AvidXchange. We're so glad to have you all here at our Charlotte headquarters. So first, just an applause to you guys for coming on out. Yeah, you can clap for yourselves. You know, I think maybe glad is not the best word. I think excited is probably a better way to really describe how we're feeling right now. And I know that's exactly how Angelic Gibson feels. She's our Chief Information Officer. Angelic Gibson has more than 2 decades of experience in enterprise technology systems, management practices supporting databases, networks, telecommunications, and infrastructure. So let's bring up Angelic Gibson.
Hello, hello. So the AvidXers in the house, welcome our guests and do it with grace and excitement. Come on. Why is that important? It's because we are growing and we are growing fast, and we need awesome new AvidXers just like yourself to join our team. So we cannot wait to introduce you to who we are, show you around our beautiful campus, and let you get to know us for a little bit. So truly thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us tonight. We are looking forward to getting to know you.
Thank you so much, Angelique. So Angelique will be one of our panelists. Let's meet the rest of the panel. We have Don Finucane. He is our Chief Product Officer. He joined AvidXchange back in January to lead the Customer Solutions team, and he has more than 3 decades of experience evolving global information-based products, primarily in fintech. Welcome, Don. We also have our VP of Technology Transformation, Klaus Werner. Klaus has technology, e-commerce, data, and marketing experience leading those type of teams with a unique mix of technology, omni-channel, digital, and marketing expertise. We're glad to have Klaus on this panel. So let's welcome Klaus. This is your TechConnect panel. Let's get started. All right now, so Don and Angelique, they've been at the company. They've been here at AvidXchange for just under a year. Klaus actually completed his new employee orientation yesterday. So just to let you guys know, at AvidXchange, we like to throw you in the fire right away. So this is not one of those places you'll start working and, you know, they have the training wheels on. That's not how we got Klaus up here on his 2nd full day. So, you know, with being in the company for, you know, under a year or under a week, what made you decide to choose AvidXchange as a company you want to join?
So it was a pretty big decision. I actually moved from New York to join AvidXchange, and I think what the things that impressed me most were, first of all, the growth of the company. So I've worked for a lot of big companies, a lot of public companies. I've never worked for a company that's growing as fast as AvidXchange, so I thought that's pretty cool. And then once I came down here and met the people, that really sealed the deal. So there's some amazing, talented people here at AvidXchange. And then thirdly, just with the fit of where I was in my career, my experience building product management teams, and the fit with where Avid was in its evolution, it just seemed like all the stars aligned, and so the story goes.
So I love big challenges and keeping up with the growth of Avid and really transforming our technology to be the best fintech platform on the planet, as our Vice President of Architecture likes to say. It's a pretty big challenge, and I'm up for it. But what really drove me here to Avid is the people. I'm a people lover, and AvidXers are the very best in Charlotte. And so when I met the leadership team, and I got to meet the board members, and I got to meet the people that I was going to get to really do transformation with on a daily basis, I was hook, line, and sinker in. And all
This is my 5th day, so I've been here a long time. But you know, coming here was a very disciplined and decision that I made, and I made it based on 3 different factors. One of them was growth. the second one was opportunity, and the third was culture. So first, the growth of this company is amazing, and be part of a company that's been growing at this rate and has so much runway to continue to grow makes it a very exciting place to be, right? From an opportunity perspective, what I liked about it is an opportunity to make a difference, an opportunity to grow, and an opportunity to really be part of something big. And being in a company this size, it's perfect because the scope of work and what you're going to be asked to do is going to be so much broader, and it's going to help you develop and grow professionally more than going to a big company where maybe you will be responsible for a very small slice of the pie. So here is a great opportunity to grow. And lastly, culture. The culture here is amazing. I've only been here 5 days, but you can feel the energy. You can feel the collaboration. This is an awesome, very welcoming, and I've really felt very much at home, and I am very happy that I made this decision.
All right, thank you very much. Now, I guess I won't ask Klaus this because this is only his 5th day, but I will. But I think I'll move this question to Angelic and Don. What are some of those key challenges that you faced in the last year, almost a year since you joined AvidXchange?
Oh, it is to me.
Yeah.
You want to start?
I don't know.
Okay. So I will start. So I think your volume, it's growth, right? So growth is positive on one end, but growth is hard to keep up with at times. So Don and I have to partner really closely together, ourselves and our teammates, to really make sure that we get the priority of our engineering backlogs set with accuracy, so we're working on the right things. Don has something that he likes to say: just because you can build it doesn't mean you should build it, and that's exactly right. So we have lots of opportunity coming at us from every direction. Sorting through all that opportunity
Challenges are really good challenges to have. So much opportunity, so many ideas that are coming to us from our customers, from our teammates, and from our partners, and we have to pick the best ones to work on so that we can have the biggest impact on the company. So we're picking the right ones is really hard, and so we have to say no a lot. So that's a challenge when you have to tell your teammates or your customers there are certain things that you're not going to do. But I've been at companies where the challenges are, we have to let people go, or we have to, downsize or do something like that. These are really good, healthy challenges nonetheless.
This was something that Angelic touched on a little bit about joining the company now, but a lot of the people here in this room, maybe some of those who are watching us on Facebook Live, they're looking at AvidXchange as maybe the next stop in their career or place to jumpstart their career. So I guess why AvidXchange now for those folks?
Yeah, we're at a very interesting inflection point at AvidXchange. We are getting ready to really go deep into expanding out our platform into the realm of microservices. Really, truly in class. You might be reading some of the Glassdoor comments out there that says that we have some constraints in our technology today. We recognize those constraints from a leadership perspective, and we have a goal to be the best place to work inside of Charlotte. And with that, we know that we need to be continuing to invest in a modern architecture, continuing to move more and more of our platform into microservices. So, to be able to be a part of a journey like that, it doesn't come around too often, especially if you're not living out in a state with the initials of CA. So to be here in Charlotte, to have an opportunity to work for a high-growth, high-tech technology organization, it's the perfect time to join.
I fully agree. I think that we are, a well-funded company. We're working on some really complex problems, and we're about to embark on some major initiatives. So, and from a product management perspective as well, we're introducing new frameworks and best practices. So this is the time. This is really exciting time to be here. Yep.
So can you really just talk about, I guess, just how you've been laser focused on that since you joined in January?
Sure. So for those of you that might not know a lot about what we do, so we are in the AP automation and payments business, and so we help to businesses, medium-sized businesses, get rid of paper invoices. We digitize that, we put a workflow together, and then we pay those invoices as well. So we're bringing massive efficiency to the business world. And unlike in the consumer world where nobody writes checks anymore, businesses still writing millions of checks for billions of dollars, and so there's a whole market to be capitalized on there, and we're bringing a lot of efficiency to that market. So what we're doing from a focus on the customer problems perspective is really helping to make them more efficient, to give them time back in their day so that they can focus on, you know, higher value activities and not be pushing invoices around and, you know, writing on them and printing them out and losing checks in the mail and all of that kind of stuff.
And just FYI, Don has added quite a few members to his team in the last few months.
Yes, I am.
So just putting that out there. But, you know, but just talking about what, you know, just piggybacking on what you were talking about, I mean, this is something that, you know, I remember Angelic bringing up in a conversation a few weeks back. You talked about how just the role AvidXchange plays in the economy because of the fact that we do move money around and help companies and businesses pay their bills. That's such a crucial role. I don't think a lot of people think about that when they think about AP automation.
Yeah, it is critical. So, I mean, I'm a purpose-driven individual. I have to have passion and purpose in everything that I do. And so when I look at AvidXchange, it's not just a technology fintech company. We are literally moving money for the mid-market economy. So if we're not moving money, if we're not paying suppliers, you know, a buyer makes the purchase and we're moving the money to the supplier, and that supplier is held up, their entire business is held up. Their employees are held up with paychecks. It goes into the very communities in which these businesses exist and thrive inside of, and all the families in that community. So at the end of the day, what makes a community thrive is the economy, and money fueling the health of communities throughout the entire nation. So it's easy for me to see the bigger picture of how we're helping move businesses forward every single day just by coming to work and keeping pushing our customers moving forward.
You know, we still kind of operate with startup mentality. So I want you folks to kind of understand that. We've been around for about 19 years, but we still kind of have that. If you walk around the building, you might get that vibe. That might have been one of the reasons why Klaus really enjoyed the culture when he came here. But obviously with that, might be some changes because of the growth. So can we just talk about the next generation of the platform and how some of those, you know, some of the efforts that are being done that way? And Klaus, would love for you to join in and say how that's an opportunity that you saw as something that made you want to, you know, get on board.
Yep. So I'll tee it up. So I mentioned this slightly before, but you know, a platform's always an evolution. You're never done building a platform. I would hope that everybody agrees with that. So as we've been building out our platform for 20 years, if you think of continuous delivery as an example in the world of technology, how do we build releasing microservices, etc.? There's parts of our platform that were built 20 years ago. So guess what? That technology didn't even exist then. So that's where we're really heavying up on the investment to make sure that those parts of our platform can come into the modern day of architecture to really make sure that we're building for the future. And then I will let Klaus add in his viewpoint.
Great, thanks, Angelique. So a couple things. So kind of saying in a different way what Angelique said, one of the reasons I came here was, first of all, is because payments are hot. If you really think about payments in the B2C space, right, you've had PayPal and Venmo and Zelle and all of those technologies for the consumer, but the B2B space, especially the mid-market, doesn't have any payment solutions. So that is one of the reasons that I got really excited about this, right? Number two is the fact that we have an opportunity to grow. The company I used to work at, the e-procurement and e-payment space was growing 3 times faster than the company itself. So the mid-market is really looking for to grow is huge. And then the third part regarding the new platform, what is really exciting to me is if you really think about this company is very entrepreneurial and right appropriately so, was very scrappy as they were developing the platform throughout the years. They came up with a solution, they developed it, they acquired a company, they developed it and integrated it, and now as we're looking to grow and scale, it's a great opportunity to take a step back, look at the architecture, look at the platform and rewrite it and rethink it so that we can be more nimble. So if you want to be part of that, that's awesome. That's the best time to come into an organization, when you're really building something new, and being able to build it right and build it to scale and be really critical for the future growth of the company.
Okay, thank you. You know, if you guys haven't realized, Charlotte is quite a long ways from Silicon Valley. Cheaper and more affordable, by the way, as someone who's lived in Northern California. But for those folks wanting the Silicon Valley experience, why should they look here? Can they get that type of experience if they decided to join AvidXchange?
So some of the other organizations in our community, larger enterprises, don't need to name them, great organizations, but they're not going to have the fast-paced innovation, working in the latest and greatest technologies, really expanding technical depth in modern technology that we have here at Avid. So from a pure technology perspective, it's a seasoned opportunity right here. From a product perspective, I think your viewpoint on how we think about truly building products would be a great lens to put on it as well.
Sure. So in terms of how we're building products and Silicon Valley, merging those two things together. So yeah, I mean, our viewpoint on products is just making sure that we deeply understand the problems that we're solving for customers, and that means spending a lot of time with our customers in the field. You know, a lot of our customers are working at their desks, processing invoices and making payments. So we just really need to have an in-depth understanding of those so that we can deliver best-of-breed solutions, and that's really where our focus is. And are we actually helping people's lives? Are we making things faster for them? Are we, doing what we promised that we would do? And by all accounts, we are, because we're growing so fast and people love our solutions and are coming back for more. So in terms of the Silicon Valley comparison, I think, obviously you plugged into the product management practices across the U.S., and we're definitely putting in place the same best practices for sure.
So I think we've already let people know why we think AvidXchange is great, and it is. But what are you guys looking for? Amazing tech minds have decided to join us here in person and also on Facebook Live. What are those skills that make someone, a great fit for AvidXchange and fitting with the culture? And what are some of the things that may not work?
Yeah, I think teammate first for sure. So if you show up to a conversation asking, what can I learn, as opposed to showing up in a conversation being the smartest one at the table, if you're the latter, this is probably not the environment for you. We are highly collaborative. Everyone has something to offer and a voice to contribute in a conversation, and we want people who seek to understand, seek to learn, and seek to be a part of the bigger picture. So to me, that attitude above skill you can teach, attitude is really hard to teach. So I actually have a joy factor. I look for joy factor. Do you truly have a positive DNA spirit? What's your joy quotient? Like, is your half glass full or is your glass half empty? Because when you're going through transformational change like we are here at AvidXchange, and we're growing at the pace that we're growing, days where it's like, whew, it's already 6 o'clock, oh my goodness. And then the next day comes, right? But we're in it together, high team spirit, high joy factor, cannot express that enough. But to me, that is the most important thing we are looking for from a people leadership perspective, all the way down to teammate level, individual contributor. And then technical skill set is secondary, because we can teach that.
Yep, totally agree. I think that one of the key things, particularly for product management, where we sit between a lot of groups bringing things together, is collaboration. So there's no room for egos on the product side. You have to, you're collaborating. It's not about your idea being the best idea. It's about bringing the best out in everybody around you and winning as a team, which is one of our winning moves. So that's really what we're looking for. So collaboration, obviously skill sets, communication skills, and a little bit of resiliency, because we're growing so fast. The pace is really fast. You got to be able to keep up and want to keep up and be excited. Probably not the right place, right?
Okay. And you mentioned one of our core values when you mentioned win as a team. Another one of our core values is to be a great place to work. Now, when I first started here some months back, I was working on a brochure, the Great Place to Work brochure, and as we were working on it, we realized that you have to build a great place to work. Like, it's a constant. It's something you have to continuously strive for. And I think that that's something that we do here at AvidXchange. We're striving to build a great place to work. So for the folks that are here today, interested in AvidXchange, going to sit down and do some of these interviews later, can you talk about what it means to build a great place to work and what your experience has been like so far? So it's not just their tech skills. You're not just after their tech skills, right? So can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, and to your point, it's a journey. So we have a deep value that we do want to be a great place to work. But you don't just flip a switch and become, the best place to work in Charlotte. It is a journey. You have to be extremely intentional, and you have to invest. And we have been. So from the executive team all the way through people leadership, we are investing. Both in our leadership development, we have really spent a lot of time and effort building out a first-year experience, because what we found is we were really great at attracting talent, but as soon as our talent would arrive, we weren't really equipped to onboard them and give them that first-year experience. So this year alone, we've launched a one-year experience program that really makes sure that we look at each AvidXer and we walk with them through their first year to make sure they're connected, they're building relationships, they're getting the support that they need, they're getting the knowledge that they need to be successful, and we're very specifically checking in with them. We have a whole bunch of creative programs that have launched throughout the entire company to make sure that each AvidXer is getting connected and building those relationships. However, I will say this, with that, we're growing at a fast rate. We've already said that. So it's a two-sided coin. It takes every person who shows up at Avid to want to connect, to look for those relationships, to get connected, and then there's many opportunities now for AvidXers to really get plugged in. You want to add?
I'd just add that of all the companies I've worked at, I have never seen such an engaged HR program and our talent business partners, and so much focused on the teammate. So it really is, as Angelic said, from the top down. Actually, we have goals from the board of directors all the way down in terms of our attracting and retaining talent. So it's something that we're really focused on and trying to get better at all the time.
Can I say one more thing? Yep. Can we give a shout out for our talent partners? Truly, they're amazing. This event would not have happened for our talent partners. A lot of sweat has gone into making this happen, and I don't know where they're at, if they're even in here. I'm looking. Deanna on key. Thank you. She is the rock star bomb. Yes, here we are. But without these folks, this event would not be happening, and they literally sweat with us every day.
Yes, so this quick question, before we open it up to questions, how many of you went to Glassdoor to look at our reviews before you came here? Show of hands? Okay, so that's the majority of the room. You came anyway, so that's obviously... As you know, we don't have a perfect score, but I don't know how many companies do, but we don't have a perfect score. But that's part of the whole great place to work, building a great place to work. That's part of the process. Now, so I'm going to ask, we talked about some of the programs that we have put in place for folks who are in their first year. Let's talk about what the programs have been like for the person who's on his 5th day. So how have you felt with just being welcomed in your first few days?
Okay, great. Thank you. So good question. I feel the program is very well put together. I felt I was welcomed. I was given all the things that I needed to do my job. I had a computer and password and everything on my first day. I went through a full day of orientation, got a tour of the building, had an opportunity to ask questions. So I think it was very well structured. It made me feel at home. But to about it is the fact that I already have meetings on my schedule for the next 12 months. Where next week somebody's checking in with me for 30 minutes. And I have all of these series of meetings throughout the next 12 months where there's going to be someone available to me. And I also have a fast pass for the first 30 days, access to people in HR in different departments with any questions so that I don't feel lost at any time. So I think the program was very well put together. I'm very impressed with it. Oh yeah, we did a scavenger hunt. There's even an app called Scavengify or something like that. So there's an app for everything, but it was great. The scavenger hunt was very helpful as well.
All right, let's give a round of applause for our panel. So we're going to open it up to the questions. We have a few minutes for questions, right? Yeah, so are there any questions before you guys move on to your speed interviews? This is your opportunity. I see one right there is
My name is Dinesh. I'm working for Klaus. So my question is, we talked about growth and we're going to new technology space with the microservices and stuff like that. So, and we also spoke about, we are still legacy, architecture that, we are moving to implementing. So I just wanted to check if you had any kind of learning or training for folks who are still on legacy stuff, who can actually learn to move to microservices. So technology is not going to stay relevant or stay 5 years on the line. So it can continue to stay about, which means that existing employees need to learn. So do we have something for training and learning why to do changes?
Yeah, that's a great question. So for Facebook Live, the question was, as we continue to move more and more of our platform into microservices, how do we think about equipping each AvidXer with the proper training to be a part of that journey? And do we have something that exists to help each teammate really be a part of the journey with us? And the answer is yes. So we've partnered with Pluralsight as one avenue, as an example, tracks for people to go through to really start to ramp up just in the mindset. What are the design patterns that we're going to be looking for, and just different approaches to even engineering towards best practices when you're moving into like a microservices type architecture. And then we've also are partnering with a thought leader. We have not named that thought leader yet, but we will be naming that thought leader by mid-October to join us on the journey to bring best-in-class thoughts and learnings to each team. And that is not, it's not an outsourcing engagement, it's co-sourcing, co-construction. So what does that mean? It means that for every AvidXer, we are going to be pairing an AvidXer for coaching, thought leadership, and training through the journey as we really get up and accelerate our program. So yes, great question, thank you.
any more questions?
You mentioned the words backlog and continuous delivery. So are you guys agile?
We are agile. Yes, we are. And there was a question, gentleman, third row from the top on the left.
My name is Sanjeev. I'm working in the financial industry for the last 13 years. I feel like most platforms currently in the CAC space are using those tools. They are Java-based applications. Very rarely I have found environments where we are on Windows Java-based applications. So what is the training? What is the benefits that we are seeing? We have a lot of open source tools. We have a lot of competitive products that can improve our speech market.
So let me make sure I understood your question correctly. Are you saying the benefits between Java and .NET?
I'm asking what are the benefits on why did you choose to be on the .NET-based platforms?
So that is a decision that was made prior to my time, but we do have a very tight partnership with Microsoft and Azure. I mean, we're in deep partnership with them. We have access to Microsoft's product teams out in like just partnering with Microsoft in general, not that we're solely Microsoft, but just partnering with them in general is a very good strategic move in partnership with Azure as well.
I was curious with your multiple locations, what have you done from a strategy perspective to bring the teams together?
You want to take it?
Yeah, so I would say we have, we've got state-of-the-art telecom equipment, which we use heavily. So we're very engaged with our teammates in Salt Lake City and Houston and Pembroke, Massachusetts, and Somerset, New Jersey. And so we're aligned. But one of the things we have done is create centers of excellence. So in particular locations, there may be a particular focus for different teams. And so in our Houston office, for instance, they work very much on our integrations platforms, which is a very important part of the business. In Pembroke, they work on, and so in the different areas. And then we do have some shared activities as well, but very close alignment, and we work hard to make sure, including, every Monday we're on with them here in this territorium for our Monday news. So we're very engaged with them, and we work hard to make sure that people in offices that are not headquarters don't feel isolated.
And also, because the question was, how do we really make sure there's high collaboration with multiple sites across the nation that we have for those folks on Facebook? Program. It's a charter program here at Avid. We have multi-site representation. So when you're not a part of the Charlotte office, we have many team members across those various locations speaking into the program to how do we improve to build higher engagement with those sites. So it's really listening to the teammate experience to see what the teammates need to improve collaboration and also engagement.
Any more questions? Give us one up there.
So my question is, you mentioned growth several times. What is the primary reason for the growth? Is it growth for the new products and product lines, or is it growth specific to your current customer base and their wants and needs? And as you answer that question, the next question will be, what are you doing to control the growth?
So the answer to your question, where's the growth coming from? It's coming from new customers. We've got a great solution. I mean, that's the bottom line. We really do have a really strong product market fit, and as we're going out into the marketplace, we're winning. There's no specific competitor. There are some around the edges, but we're really competing with inertia, with people doing something, in Excel or in paper, and now we're offering them a much better solution. So, businesses are wising up to this, and they're saying, that's a great solution. I could save a lot of time. So we're getting a lot of new customers. We are also growing within the customers that we already have, but we're a market leader, and we only have a relatively small market share, so we see tremendous potential ahead, tremendous runway in terms of the growth opportunities for the company. In terms of controlling growth, we're trying to control it upwards and keep up with that pace of growth. Obviously, we don't want to get ahead of our skis on that front, but that's why we're all working so hard to make sure that we maintain that growth rate that we're very proud of.
Do we have time for any more questions? Okay, so we unfortunately don't have time for any more questions. We are so glad that you came out and attended this event and joined us on Facebook Live. Thank you so much. Those here that are here in person, I ask that you stick around for just a few seconds. Everyone on Facebook, thank you so much for joining us. And honestly, if you have friends, share this video. I'm still looking for tech talent, and we would love for you to share this video with your friends in your network. Thank you so much.